In this video, we're going to talk about a very powerful spiritual concept and how it can directly impact your ability to manifest wealth and success. So if you've been trying to break through financial blocks or limitations, or you just want to achieve greater success but you feel stuck, then this is the video for you. Hi, I'm Jeff, and I teach practical and spiritual methods to organize and empower your life. So now let's talk about this spiritual concept of everyone is you pushed out and how we can apply it to help us break through financial blocks and limitations. So first of all, this concept of everyone is you pushed out, popularized by Neville Goddard, states that basically everyone in our reality is reflecting back to us our own beliefs, assumptions, and dominant thoughts. So think of it like holding up a mirror. Your inner world is then projected out onto the people and circumstances around you. So for example, if you have inner beliefs like people are very generous and opportunities are abundant, if that's your operating mindset, then you'll notice more of that in your reality. People will be generous. There will be a lot of opportunities. But in contrast, if you carry subconscious beliefs such as, money is hard to come by, or I'm not good enough to succeed, then money will be hard to come by and it will be difficult to succeed because those beliefs will show up in your interactions and experiences. So how does this concept tie into manifesting wealth and success? Well, the truth is our beliefs about money, success, and even how others perceive us all play a very critical role in shaping our financial reality. If you see others, for example, as competition, or you see others as always being untrustworthy or uninterested in your own growth, then that belief may be holding you back from success. And what I found is that oftentimes people have a lot of limiting beliefs in these areas. It's not just one thing, it's usually multiple negative limiting beliefs that are sort of clustered together. Because the way that we perceive others in our field, for example, clients, colleagues, or even potential mentors, affects how we show up. So when you assume the best about others and believe that life is rigged in your favor, you will then naturally attract circumstances that align with that mindset. The problem is that most of us are operating with the opposing viewpoint. We're coming from this place of lack and of scarcity, and we're constantly telling ourselves, oh, life is so hard, money's so difficult to come by, people are untrustworthy or this or that. And then what do you know? Like, big surprise, that's the reality that we then find ourselves in. And then we feel stuck and we wonder why other people are having success and we're not. Now let's address a few common beliefs that might be blocking you from wealth and success. And also look at how these beliefs show up as you pushed out. And here I want to add, these are actually beliefs that I've dealt with myself. These are limiting beliefs that I've had and that I have been working on and continue to work on. So the first one is rich people are blank, and you can fill in the blank. A common one is rich people are greedy or rich people are selfish. I grew up, for example, with a lot of sort of negative connotations relating to people with wealth. The thing is, though, if we believe this, we might unconsciously sabotage our own financial growth because we don't want to become what we judge. So the result is that if we project greed and selfishness or intolerance onto others, we then miss opportunities to learn from successful people. A lot of times what can happen is if you encounter someone who has wealth and has success, you could learn a lot from that person. You could say, hey, show me how it's done. You've obviously made it. I want to do the same thing. But if you approach that person with this negative mindset and you just sort of cast them off as, oh, well, they're in that category. They must be greedy. They must be selfish. That's a very limited mindset. Now, certainly there are people with lots of money who are greedy and selfish, but there are people who are poor, who are the same way. So again, this limiting belief about money and success it really assumes a lot. It assumes the worst about a relatively large group of people, and it's really just not based in reality. Another very common limiting belief is, I don't deserve to be wealthy. And when this belief is active, you might see people treating you as unworthy or undervaluing your contributions. And it's not that these people are like against you in some way. It's that they're reflecting what you believe to be true about yourself. And this is one of the ways that we can sort of unconsciously sabotage ourselves. If you're going into, let's say, professional opportunities or meetings with this idea that I don't deserve success, I don't deserve to be wealthy, you're going to carry yourself in a much different way than someone who shows up confident who believes truly deep down that they do deserve success, that they do deserve wealth. Another very common limiting belief as it relates to wealth and success is that success or wealth, that these things take too much hard work, that they're essentially, they're not attainable, that it's too difficult, that you need sort of, there's some secret to it and it's not accessible to everyone. So this belief often creates a reality where opportunities feel out of reach or just incredibly exhausting. And if you have this mindset and this belief, you're always going to perceive others as being constantly ahead of you. And it reinforces this struggle. It reinforces this idea of you being way back here and everyone else being way ahead of you. And it makes it feel as though you'll never be able to catch up to them. The good news, though, is that we can completely shift these old negative limiting beliefs and create a new reality. And here's how. Number one, we want to identify these limiting beliefs. So this is very simple. Get a sheet of paper and just draw a line down the middle. And on the left side, just write down all of your current beliefs about money, about wealth, about success, about people, relationships. Are these beliefs empowering you or are they limiting you? And take a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to just go down and write down on the left side all of these beliefs that you have about life. Now step two, it's very simple. We're going to go down that list, and for any of the positive, empowering ones, hey, awesome, great, leave those there, we want those. But for the negative ones, take the negative statement and now flip it. So choose its exact opposite. Create an exact opposite that is empowering and positive. So for example, if you had this belief that money is hard to make, now write on the right side, in this other column, write down something like, money flows to me easily and effortlessly, right? I mean, that's the exact opposite. It's like the polar opposite of that. On one hand, we have money is hard to make. On the other hand, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. In fact, there's a really famous affirmation. Oh, how does it go? Money flows to me easily and effortlessly from multiple sources, something like that. And that's sort of, in the world of manifestation, if you search for it here on YouTube, there's a lot of manifestations, I think, using that exact phrase. But you can see what a drastic change from something very negative to something very positive. So now what we want to do is very simple. Just persist in this new story. Show up as this new version of yourself. Make a very conscious effort to begin embodying this new version of yourself, and catch yourself when you fall into those old negative patterns, and instead reintroduce these new positive beliefs. And even if old patterns show up, I mean, that's okay. The important thing here is to be consistent. So remind yourself that this is a process. It's not going to happen all at once, and that these new beliefs that you've created will in fact eventually constitute your new reality. So what's really interesting about all this is when you adopt this mindset, you'll very likely notice sort of subtle changes in how people respond to you. So maybe you'll have an interaction at work where you just feel that, wow, that person responded a little bit differently in a positive way. Or maybe with a close relationship, the same thing, someone will respond to you in a way that reflects back to you this new persona you're creating. And these so-called coincidences are simply these new assumptions that you now have being reflected back to you. So you're seeing this concept of everyone is you pushed out in action. So remember, the people and circumstances in your life are not separate from you. They're a mirror reflecting your inner state back to you. So by changing your beliefs about wealth, about success, about money, and about how others see you, you'll then notice profound shifts in your reality. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what beliefs you're working on changing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.